Earlier, you were telling me about your cousin, man, who was killed as a teenager, man. Could you tell us a little bit about him?
Man, rest in peace to my cousin, man. That shit still. Every day I be thinking. No. I take that back. Not every day I think about that because I think about all type of shit. But like every time, like when I'm just thinking back, trying to reminisce about my life, first thing I think about is him, and that shit just hit. Uh, so like he died, like, but not to no street shit, like, cause he was a good motherfucker. He was no different from me. Like he was a good motherfucker. Like he was just living his life, respectful. Like he barely got his ass whooped. That's how much of a good motherfucker he was. He wasn't getting his ass whooped by his daddy and mama like that. I mean, maybe as a baby, because like maybe as a baby, like we used to try telling our parents no, but like we babies, we didn't know better. We definitely know that. We 2 to 3 years old saying no, or we just cussing saying fuck you or shut the fuck up, or all type of shit like that. So that's when he got his ass whooped. But anytime like after like the age of 4, he ain't get his ass whooped. He was a good guy. So like this all happened like October 29th in 2006. Yes, 2016. So like I'm in Indiana at the time. I'm coming back from a college tour from like our school, because like in my school UCW, they used to always do college tours, so that way we can think about college as a good middle plus 1+ middle school was at the time. So it's like I'm coming back from this college tour. I'll go in the crib at 3:20. Now, keep in mind, at 3:20, every time I leave from school, my parents and my little brothers always there. This one time I'm go through, I ain't see nobody there. So what I do, I'm like, maybe they just late doing whatever it is they doing. Cause like the day before that, they was helping his dad move, who was my uncle. So like later on that day, it's 7. I'm like, they still ain't here. So I'm like, damn, it's taking that long to move. But I understand, because like I was moving around a lot as growing up. Then 11:59, right? That's when they all walked in. They all came to me looking sad and shit, and I ain't get it. Like, why the fuck? Why y'all sad? Like, everything okay? I'm guessing they probably had like an argument or some shit, and then they ended up hurting each other's feelings. Then that's when my OG told me, my cousin, who's 14 years old, is dead. And I'm like, I don't believe that shit, man. He 14, he my age. I'm like, I got to talk to him yesterday. He ain't dead. So I'm like confused. I'm not even heard about this shit. I'm thinking it her ass lying. So then I go to sleep and then wake up, and then first thing I see is my uncle in the kitchen just crying, thinking about this shit. I'm like, why you crying? And they talking about my son gone, all type of shit. And I'm like, what? You for real about this? Then like I go to the morgue and his funeral, and I'm like, oh yeah, he definitely gone. So that traumatized me, and that was just fucked up. He died from like during the moving, they was packing everything. Then out of nowhere, some shots let off. Everybody got to the ground. He was trying to run inside the house because he thought that was safe, and then a straight bullet hit him in the stomach. Took him to the hospital, and he died on the hospital bed later on. And I wasn't there at the time, so I ain't witnessed it. But at the same time, I could imagine and picture it. And that was a fucked up sight to see, and that just hurt like a motherfucker. I was ended up being suicidal and all type of shit. I ain't do nothing to myself, thank God. But that just traumatizing. Like imagine your 14-year-old cousin who you grew up with, literally Pampers and all, and then out of nowhere he died, and he was nothing but a good dude to you.
How did that affect your mental health?
I was suicidal, man. I told him I'm like, you know what, ma? I'm just ready to kill myself, man. Cause I was at the time. There's like the first week of me actually accepting that he's dead. I was like, cause my cousin, I don't know what to do. Like this don't make sense. Like, why is he dead? I'm just about ready to just kill myself. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'll figure it out later. They took me to therapy and all type of shit after that. After that, so even though like I'm not no therapy ass nigga, I don't go to therapy at all, even to this day. But like that one time I went to therapy, that helped, and I felt better. I wanted to kill myself for real, because it's like, why did he have to die? We were supposed to grow up, go old, and like we was in 8th grade at the time. We was talking about going to the same high schools with each other, so that way we ain't gonna be alone, all type of shit. So it's like he was finna move into the same hood that I moved in, which was in the Woodlawn area, and we was finna move in that same area, and then we was finna start living with we was finna start kicking with each other a whole lot, 20 times more. We was finna go to the same high school, same homework. We was planning on cheating on the assignments and everything. And then he died. Now I gotta do all this by myself. I ain't know what to think. I ain't know what to expect. I ain't know what to do. So I was ready to give up. But like everybody was always comforting me, telling me keep my head up. Like don't let this shit get to you. Even though this fucked up, you have to move on. And I didn't want to accept it, so I didn't move on until after I went to high school without him.
Because I look at you and I can see, a young kid trying to figure out what he want to do.
I was 13 at the time too, so I was confused. And he died 2 weeks after his birthday.
So how are you going to carry on his legacy, man?
Well, this where the young Dashawn part kick in, because like in 8th grade, like I don't know if anyone else grew up like this. Like we used to always beat on the lunch table, then just freestyling shit, just rapping and rapping and rapping. And one time I jumped in, I went crazy. Everybody was fucking with my punchlines. They was all going crazy, doing food at each other and everything. Went to detention after that shit, but it was fun. And then one time, like I was riding in the car with my cousin after leaving the Navy Pier and some shit, and then like my dad turned on some Chief Keef instrumentals. We in that bitch just freestyle on the top of our head. Like we didn't know how to rap, but we was figuring it out. And then as we figured it out, we was getting better right then and there. And he was definitely better at that than me at the time. Like even though like he was 13 and I was 12. No. I was 13. I was 8th grade. But he was 13 before his birthday and everything, and I was 12. Like we was freestyling in the car. He was getting better at it. Then one of these days, like we went back to the house, and then what do? We was writing the whole song. Like we was trying to remix this song Panda by Designer at the time. I wrote a verse and everything. He wrote a verse. He ripping that bitch. I wish I had the lyrics because I would finish that Panda shit right now and then just drop it. But I don't got them because like we had like this a music app. I think it's called Rap Core or some shit like that. Audio Map or whatever it was. But that's where we was rapping off of. And then like later on, I just went to his birthday at Sky Zone, and then weeks after he died, we ain't never get a chance to record it or none of that shit. So it's like, what I'm gonna do now is rap, because I was rapping with him, and this was like he was my first feature. Like we didn't get recorded, but he was my first feature, and we was like finna go crazy with this shit. So I rap, and I'm gonna carry his legacy of do that shit.